we had a long cabinet meeting, you realized, and quite a lot of the time was spent discussing on the situation of COVID-19 in the country, what we have been able to do, the case that has been confirmed in the Gambia, the condition of that case, which we all know is stable. The patient is stable, receiving supportive treatment, at the MRC health facility. We've been monitoring the situation, and the cabinet was informed as to the current state. We also deliberated extensively on what to do next. We also informed cabinet with regards to the flight that came yesterday from the UK, and of course we all know His Excellency the President had issued a statement in which he had mentioned that flights coming from hotspots, the passengers will be quarantined. So that information was sent to the partners. When this flight came from the UK, the information had already gotten to the various people, and the individuals were quarantined at a hotel. There were 32 of them initially. And unfortunately, of course, quarantining people is difficult. It's not easy for anybody to be put in a place that is not his home, and then to stay away from family, especially when they expected to have united with their families. But this is a public health emergency. It is the interest of their own families, themselves, their families, and of the nation that they stay quarantined. It is a national emergency. Of course, the comfort of the people sometimes has to be compromised for the good of the people, and people should understand that. And the fact that it had been made clear by His Excellency that such was going to be our action in the Gambia, so they would have anticipated that. To our great disappointment, some of them apparently became aggressive. We learned that they broke the gate of the holding facility and ran into the communities, which is very, very detrimental. And there is a public health provision that makes quarantining mandatory if the need arises. So what we are trying to say in summary, they have broken the law. So we are going to get together to see what should be done in relation to that. The experts are sitting down and then a decision will be made immediately. We've been busy in cabinet, but our other teams have been working, following up, and then probably a decision is made by now. I'll be informed accordingly as to what will happen to those people who broke the law and went into the communities, risking the lives of, or risking creating more risk for the entire nation, because we do not know what their situation is. And we appeal to them, people who should be quarantined, to obey the rules, to do as is required of them. And we also ask the population, their families, to support the government to do the right thing for the people of this country. So as we speak, there has been a communique that has suspended flights from hot zones considered by the expert committee yesterday. There are a number of countries on this list. Those countries on the list are those that have flights to the Gambia. There are other hot zones. They are not on that list because they don't have flights to the Gambia. So we listed those countries that have flights to the Gambia. So there is suspension, immediate suspension of flights from all those countries. Now, there is a second group. They are also hot spots. Now, any individual, Gambian or non-Gambian, who departs from those other countries and gets to the Gambia will be quarantined. The idea is that because we do not have flights, because flights have been suspended from the hot zone countries, some could leave those hot zone countries, hot spots. They go via countries that have flights to the Gambia, and those whose flights have not been suspended, and they come to the airport, to the Gambia, from zones that are not considered to be hotspots.
To be more specific, can you name those countries?
It's a long list of countries. So flights are suspended from the United Kingdom, from Spain, from France, from Poland, from Germany, from Sweden, from Denmark, from Switzerland, from Netherlands, from Norway, Austria, Belgium, and Portugal. Yeah, because Senegal has some cases, but going by the criteria, Senegal is not considered to be a hotspot because you have to get a cutoff point. So Senegal is not considered to be that. We pray Senegal doesn't reach that level, but if it does, I'm sure the same rules will apply.
Honorable, one more question before you leave. About the case of the Gambian who tested positive. We learned that she was with the family and before driving herself to the MRC, the health facility. What are the chances that her interactions may also lead to other cases of positive tests?
So the risk is there. The family, from the information we gathered, she stays with a relative. So that relative is also being followed up. And in fact, it's important that you ask this question because even the people who were in the same flight with him are equally being followed up. All the contacts have been followed up. Since the case was confirmed, our people went ahead to do what we call contact tracing, and they've been doing that very aggressively and following up all the members. We got the list of all the people on board that flight, and our people are following it up. The cabinet was also informed that His Excellency the President has approved $500 million emergency fund for our response to the coronavirus, that's the COVID-19. So this is highly welcome. The Minister of Finance and ourselves are going to get together to make sure that our response is adequate, is effective, and it is also timely. So we thank the President and the government for responding so swiftly to provide the resources for us to deal with this problem.